2K Sports. We're honoring diversity and culture tonight with the NBA celebration of Noche Latina. This is Brian Anderson. I'm here with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And this matchup with Los Angeles, their first meeting of the season.
And last year's games were interesting to watch, considering that each team came out with a win against the other.
And the fact that they split their two meetings last season. Does one try to get a leg up?
And you think about Jokic's point center game. He's a pioneer, Grant, a one-of-a-kind.
Oh, one-of-a-kind indeed. And historically, very few centers have led their team in assists, and none with the regularity of Jokic. So he's an outlier, but is he a trendsetter? Only time will tell.
And it's Jokic missing. And so Cunningham will bring it up for New York. We played just over a minute here in the first, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And the technical free throw missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second chance opportunities. And you know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, one of the best in the business, Rudy Gobert.
And here's Jokic outside. And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. Cunningham outside. And stolen by Jokic. It's rebounded by New York.
Boy, misfiring on your first 4 shots, you've got to settle in here.
Here's Cunningham. Cunningham on the wing. Fires the 3. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss.
Credit the defense right there. They have not allowed this guy to get going at all in this period.
There's the screen by Johnson. Wiggins with a steal. To the inside. Here's Knipple. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And a nice play by Knipple. He knows where to get his points.
How about this? He cannot find his rhythm in this period. This has been tough sledding.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks a lot, guys. Nikola Jokic is a family man through and through. He said, quote, "Basketball is not the main thing in my life and probably never will be. And to be honest, I like it because I have something more at home. Something that's more important than basketball." Back to you.
Some good perspective. Thank you very much for the report, Allie.
And we know he can pass the ball, but wow, what a great finisher as well. Jokic delivering when his team needs him.
Here's Drexler. Shoots over Monk. It's wide right, hits off the rim.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
White can't hit. The Knicks with the lead. One of the most exciting teams in the league, Doris, the New York Knicks.
BA, there's a saying that the NBA is better when the New York Knicks are in the house and they are good. How about the resurgence over the last 5 years? They want to win now, and that rabid fan base is eating up all this success.
Chalk up 2 there.
A sharp shooter from the mid-range. Cunningham doesn't need much room to feel comfortable firing away.
And they call an illegal screen here.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Come on, B.A. He sure can rise.
Grant, that's as good as it gets. One of the best in the league. Jokic, no good.
And they've come out with a fearless approach on the boards.
Here's Drexler. Pass to Knipple. Shot clock at 6. Jordan, the screen from deep three-point range. Knipple, no good. Right side Monk. For three. Gets the three ball to go.
We see this every night. He has the skill and versatility to keep a defense guessing.
And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen. And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Nimhard with it. Here's Johnson. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Knicks out in front, up by 3.
The Lakers, 5.
Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And from what we've seen from New York, what's your take so far?
Well, they came out with a physical presence and made rebounding a priority.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
That's just perfect execution. Nice job hustling, and as a result, he gets rewarded with the bucket.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Here's Jenkins. Cunningham looking around. And it's New York scoring again. Well, most NBA teams run their offense through their star player. But, Grant, that can leave a team vulnerable when that player has an off night.
You know, in a strange way, it's almost better if your star is out of the game. I know that sounds weird, but those complementary players get increased opportunities and are emboldened to do more.
That one goes. Count it.
The one thing you have to respect about Johnson, he's happy to make the extra pass.
Pass to Champagny. From the wing. Good as the jump shot falls. Cunningham's got 6 points.
And their offensive execution has really picked up here in the second period.
To the paint. Here's Bosch. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Knicks?
They've done a great job establishing an inside presence. Now that'll open up more options offensively throughout the remainder of the game.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
Jordan, the screen. Inside. 5 on the clock. White with a steal. White on the wing. Three-pointer. And it's New York with a rebound.
Boy, normally he makes that. Defense gets lucky there.
Pass to Jenkins. Down low. Tipped. Now Los Angeles moving it up. Westbrook with it. Picked up by Cunningham. Westbrook, that's good. Westbrook's got his first basket.
Russell Westbrook, always dangerous. This guy keeps constant pressure on your defense.
19-footer. And count it. Now 4 for 9.
Feels like he has played a little more under control here in the second.
When you think about the skill of Cade Cunningham, Grant, at his height, what a combination.
You know, B.A., whether it's scoring inside or seeing over the defense or just beasting on smaller guards, his 6'6" frame is certainly an advantage.
And Bosch gets it to go.
Boy, a very quiet start, but looks like he's starting to find a little something out there.
LeVert up top. Over White. And it's New York scoring again.
After an okay first quarter of shooting, they've really turned it up offensively. I like where they're headed right now.
Westbrook into the lane. Carter. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
But you can see in the movement there the athleticism Wendell Carter Jr. possesses. Really solid cut after setting the screen.
Pass to LeVert. Shoots over White. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
And you know, in this quarter, they've really brought up their shooting percentage.
Picked by Carter. Here's Westbrook. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. It's off to Washington after this one, where they will face the Wizards. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home. To the wing on the left. 5 to shoot. New York needs to get off the shot here. Tips it. Here's LeVert. To the middle. With the clock winding down.
Boy, that's thanks to Karis LeVert's court vision, making the right plays in pick-and-roll action.
Now here's Westbrook. Pass to Carter. Connects from downtown. Carter's got 5 points now this quarter.
As a big, unless you're a dedicated rim runner, have to be some kind of threat from distance.
Here's Champagny. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. It's the Knicks up by 3. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Monk for 3. And the call will be against Nikola Jokic. That'll be a second foul of the game.
A terrific box out that draws the over-the-back call.
Well, just good fundamental basketball. You go hunt a body, make sure you box out. Good job.
And there's the drive. Oh, Gobert rocking the rim.
How quickly does Rudy Gobert move off the screen? His mobility makes him a tough cover in the pick and roll.
Johnson on the wing. Wiggins with a steal. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. New York shooting their second and third free throws tonight. The first one falls.
At the line, 2 shots.
He's perfect from the line this time. Lakers trail by 7. They swipe it. It in with a nice touch off the window. Drexler's got his second bucket of the night.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, the Lakers are always thinking title. Coach J.J. Redick said, everything I've ever done in this sport has been crystallized into how can I win a championship? I got close as a college player and as an NBA player. My hope and goal is to bring the Lakers their 18th NBA championship as head coach. Brian, back to you.
Eyes on the prize. Okay, Allie, good stuff. Here's Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
Everything is dropping for them. Just a terrific third period run.
And I think it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
And stolen by Cunningham. Here's Drexler. 6 points for him.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love them.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
That one goes in. Bosch has got 11.
This guy's such an excellent passer. You want the ball in Nembhard's hands, letting him make decisions.
As of this moment, they look absolutely unstoppable.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
All right, Doris, let's talk for a moment about Rudy Gobert's defensive IQ.
Let's begin, B.A., with his communication on that end. It's an undervalued aspect of defensive performance. Then you talk about his ability to be a rim protector, to be able to rotate in defensive help. There is a reason he has won the Defensive Player of the Year as many times as he has.
And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
Here's Drexler. Give him 8. And here's Knipple from the arc. The rebound by Bosch.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Pass to Carter. To the left wing. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And here's New York now. They've gone on a 16-2 run, not allowing much. Down low. And that one is hammered home.
Well, Andrew Wiggins has become adept at knowing how to get separation and get his shot off. That's nice pick and roll play.
Here's Westbrook. And the shot's good. Westbrook's got his second basket.
Come on now, that's easy money.
Here's Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
If you don't do your work early and push DeAndre Jordan a little bit out of his comfort range, look out.
Here's Bosch. And count it. Now 5 for 7.
Individually, he's trying to lift the team. You've got to love the effort, but thus far, not getting over the top.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Green. Here's Jenkins. Wide open look. And it's good for 2. And the Knicks lead by 19.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
.34 seconds left in the third quarter. Kuzma for 3.
That shot was absolutely affected by Josh Green. He is such a pest.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Pass to LeVert. Fires the 3. Drains the triple. LeVert's got 7.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's Champagny. Oh, with the clock running down, he nails a big shot.
Big shot taker, big shot maker.
Woo! That is a way to fire him up, fire up the team. What?
That's the end of the third quarter.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand.
27.
Here's Jenkins. To the inside. On the wing, Nembhard. It's picked off. Inside. Here's Champagny. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for New York.
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
Here's Jenkins. LeVert outside. Just 5 on the clock. And it's New York scoring again.
And they're really rolling right now. That lead keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Outside, Green. The floater. Rebound, the Lakers. At the conclusion of this one, they're off to Brooklyn where they'll face the Nets. Here's Johnson. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Boy, this could snowball if they continue to put up points.
I can't say enough about their performance.
And White has got the ball here for the Lakers. To the paint. It's stolen. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Lets it fly. Up again. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
It is not easy trying to keep DeAndre Jordan off the boards. His combination of length and determination so impressive.
LeVert. Monk grabs the miss. Here's Bosch. White. Pass to Bosch. Counted from distance.
That's 2 triples for him. 1 in the first, 1 in the second.
Timeout called, the Knicks. And some changes here for New York. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Cunningham, left side. It's stolen by Johnson. And it's the Lakers on the break. And it's Monk missing. This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Cunningham is doubled. Clock at 6. The 3 is up. No good there.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Pass to Bosch. Back to Johnson. Well, some lament the death of the mid-range jumper in today's game. Grant, you got any fixes?
Well, some have suggested cutting out the corner threes. If the three-point line was only like above the break, teams would probably need to rely more on that mid-range.
New York working the ball around now. Here's Cunningham. There's the drive. Basket counts.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Knicks.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
BA, it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And it's a performance that will signify their 5th win of the year.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Rudy Gobert.
And you can't put a price on the value of his rebounding in this game. His effort on the glass was a game changer.
For the Lakers,
44 seconds left in the game. There's a screen by Wiggins. Count it. That's his 6th field goal in 12 tries.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not careful there. There's 18 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. And here's Jokic outside. And it's New York with a rebound. Here's Drexler. And so it's the Knicks taking care of business in this one. We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.